No, but you don't understand. They never told you just how fucking brutal Stalingrad got for the Germans. Some of the movies did a pretty decent job in showing how brutal the combat is, you know. Enemy at the Gates did a great job, but what they didn't really cover was how most of those Germans perished. All right. You see, the Germans, they infiltrated Stalingrad en masse, around 800,000 soldiers, a little bit more to be frank. And they outgunned the Soviets. The Germans, they had far better engineering, they had far better weaponry, you know. But the Soviets, they had far more bodies, okay? Because sometimes it doesn't matter how good your guns are. It matters how much ammo you got. So as the Soviet winter slowly crawled in, the Soviets decided to surround the city of Stalingrad. And they took a page out of the old medieval book. They said, let's hold them out until they starve. First thing that started to go was the gasoline. The Germans, the tanks couldn't roll anymore. Their supply routes couldn't bring more food and more ammo. So then the second thing that went was the ammo. Now the Germans, they start stacking up their rifles and their weapons to create barricades because their weapons are useless. And the third thing to go is the food. And the Germans begin to kill their own horses, butchering them. Once the horses are gone, the Germans resort to cannibalism. They start cutting the hearts and lungs out of fresh corpses and cooking them up. Oh, how far the mighty have fallen. And slowly but surely, the Germans, they're bleeding out. They can't sustain this much longer. The Soviets are relentless. And finally, the Germans surrender. Over 800,000 of them have been killed or wounded. It's a brutal battle. Battle of Stalingrad ends up taking in total 3 million lives. The number's still debated. It's probably more. But when you ask yourself why, a country like Russia is so far behind, well, that's more. The Russians lost more men in that battle than the United States military has lost in all of our wars combined.